I saw The Odyssey. I saw this movie, The Odyssey. Christopher Nolan's latest and greatest, right? I loved Oppenheimer. I thought it was really interesting for him to do a biopic with his style, right? I think it worked really well. I was curious when I saw he was gonna do The Odyssey, because The Odyssey is like a really old story. I was seeing the promotional work. I was seeing all the different actors in it. I don't know, I wasn't sold. Every time I saw a trailer, I'm like, I don't know. You've got Spider-Man in here, you've got Zendaya in here, you've got the vampire from Twilight in here, you've got all these people in here, I don't know. Anything with Robert Pattinson is a watch. That dude is on a crazy streak. I agree, and you know, I should have known that. Because Robert Pattinson, I love Robert Pattinson. I think he's really good. But this is different, right? Like, it just seemed like a safe bet. Let me adapt The Odyssey to film, which, you know, is cool, I guess. And then I went and saw it. I shut my mouth. I went and I sat down and saw it. And you know what, guys? I actually liked it. I liked it quite a bit. The most striking thing to me was like the immersion. Let me start with what I didn't like, actually. The cast did end up being pretty distracting. Like, I think some of them did really good. I think Anne Hathaway did amazing as Penelope. Surprisingly, Tom Holland did really good as the son. I don't remember his name. All their names are freaking long, weird Greek names. Travis Scott, Oscar, no? You know what? If I didn't know what Travis Scott looked like, I wouldn't have noticed him. So he did okay. It was an inoffensive role. He was there, he did his part. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It was like when Tyler was in Marty Supreme, where it's like, oh, I know you're Tyler the Creator, but you're not really distracting, and that's great. I mean, he's playing himself, basically. He's playing a singer. He's telling the Odyssey. But some of the other actors, it was like, okay, like, Robert Pattinson, he did a good job, but like, he was Robert Pattinson. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, this is Robert Pattinson. I don't know. It was a touch distracting. I think they could have picked a better cast for that, but it was fine. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. What else did I not like? I think some of the way that the movie was edited was a little odd, especially when it comes to Telemachus' story. His parts of the story, I feel like it was kind of like you'd come in for a little bit and then you'd go away for a little bit, and there was a certain point where I was like, okay, why am I seeing this? Why am I seeing this? He goes to this other place, then he comes immediately back. You end up forgetting how the pieces, you know, connect. I felt like the third act was the weakest. Once he got home, and she goes, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. But this might be because this might be a situation where I read the book. So like I was hype. I was hype about what I knew was going to happen. Like when he got home, I was like, yes, this is my favorite part of the story. He's on some spy thriller shit. He's like undercover. Oh, I'm just a beggar. Oh, I'm just a beggar. Oh, I'm just a beggar. I'm just a beggar. Kills 7 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was lit. And then it gets to the end, and the challenge pulls up, and he's like, I could do it. Everyone's trying it, and he's like, I could do it. And then he plucks the string, and then that's awesome. That's the thing. It got very predictable, and like it was cool, but like the final fight, what? No, I thought the final fight was awesome. I thought the final fight was the best part of the whole movie, dude. Because they were really trying to kill this guy. And then my favorite part, when they started kneeling, when it when they realized there was no chance, and some of them started going like, it's like, yeah, I would too. I would too. If I saw like a weak old man kill like 8 dudes in front of me, I'm done. That being said, I really, really enjoyed the movie. The sense of immersion was awesome. It really felt like the epic that it is, you know? It was long and slow, but it wasn't like boring. Also, people were complaining about, what's his name? Elliot Page being in this movie because he's transgender or whatever. I don't think they watched the movie because he died immediately. like in the first 30 seconds of the movie opens, he goes out to the beach, and then the Trojans come up. He's like, hey, we've got a message for you, and they don't even listen. They just shoot, spear through his chest. He's dead. He's out. 5th frame, literally. Yeah, he's out. Himesh Patel, am I saying that right? I think he had my favorite performance. I think he really killed it as Eurylochus. I like the character of like the right-hand man who like begins to doubt a little bit. Shiloh, I'm in this movie? That's crazy. I gave this movie 4 stars and a like. If it didn't make me cry, I would have given it 3 stars. But it made me cry because there's this part where they're talking about Odysseus' hunting dog. Telemachus is like, yo, his hunting dog isn't dead yet. This is the oldest dog I've ever seen, and he's not dead because he's waiting for his master. And like he's lying down sick on this pile of shit for half the movie. And then Odysseus comes home and he's sneaky mode. He's hidden. You know, he's pretending to be an old beggar. And Telemachus sees him go to this dog and comfort the dog, and then the dog dies immediately. And that's when Telemachus is like, wait, you're my father. That shit made me cry. I might cry thinking about it. I really like how they portrayed Circe. Circe's always been one of my favorite characters in the Greek mythos, and I liked how she was portrayed. Now for the fun part. Now here's the thing with Christopher Nolan. I haven't seen these three. I haven't seen these movies, so we can go ahead and get them out of the way. Am I a heretic for that? Maybe I need to go ahead and watch Memento. I have seen the rest of these though, so we can get it started. Batman Begins, the beginning of the Batman trilogy. Now, this may be a hot take, but Batman Begins is my favorite of the 3 Batman movies. Let's make this good and make this okay, and then make this bad, because that feels better. I think Dark Knight is good. I think that's a good movie. I think it's one of the most overrated movies of all time. It's still good, but I think it's one of the most overrated movies of all time, ever. People talk about this movie like Jesus came back. It's like, dude, they're not that good, but they are good. They are good. I think Batman Begins is also good. I don't know that I'd say it's great, because I don't even remember what happens in it. I like Scarecrow. I like Ra's al Ghul. I like the portrayal of his parents getting murdered or whatever. I think that's pretty good. I don't remember how it ends though. I think The Dark Knight Rises is just okay. All these movies are kind of forgettable to me. These Batman movies. Maybe that's just me. I do remember Dark Knight Rises has some really cool set pieces. Like in the airplane or whatever. The stadium is pretty cool. But how does it serve the plot? How does it serve the story? That's the question, right? I don't know, because I don't remember. I don't remember. Heath Ledger is amazing, but it's like some people's whole personality. The Prestige, that's his best work, in my opinion. If The Dark Knight is overrated, The Prestige is underrated. Like, people still say it's good if they've seen it, but that's the thing. I don't think anyone's seen this movie. I feel like when I talk about it, no one knows what I'm talking about. This is his best work, in my opinion. It's about these 2 magicians during industrial era America. So it's like Tesla coils and circus magician acts. Never heard of Prestige? You've never heard of Prestige? See, this is what I'm saying. Everyone's like, oh, The Dark Knight. Oh, Oppenheimer. Oh, Memento. Fuck all of that. The Prestige is his best movie. I love The Prestige, dude. Prestige. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait, never mind. Thought you said Dark Knight again. No, stop. It's got Hugh Jackman and it's got Christian Bale. What I like about The Prestige is the story is so fascinating to me. You got Hugh Jackman, you got Christian Bale. They're both magicians. They both have this rivalry, whatever. Christian Bale, he's got this magic trick where it's like a clone trick, where he like walks through a door and he comes out the other side of the door, even though he shouldn't be able to do that because the gap is like so many feet away. So he goes through the door, he comes out the other door. It's like his main thing. And Hugh Jackman's trying to figure this trick out, and he won't tell him. He just won't tell him. So this movie takes place over the course of like 10 years or something crazy like that, where he's just trying to figure it out. Eventually you figure out what the trick is, and I'm not gonna spoil that for you because that's like a big part of the twist. But Hugh Jackman gets so obsessed that he basically ends up inventing magic to do this trick. Like, he's like, he meets David Bowie, who's playing Nikola Tesla in this movie. He meets Nikola Tesla and is like, okay, how do I make real clones? How do I make actual clones? He just can't figure it out. And he ends up coming up with a trick. And even Christian Bale's character is like, what the fuck? How did you do this? because he's got an actual trick. You know what I'm saying? So Christian Bale's like, how did you do this? This is fucked up, man. And I don't want to spoil it because it's, you know, it's pretty important to the plot, but like it's my favorite. It's far and away my favorite. I just love the idea of like Hugh Jackman's like, no, I gotta get this trick, to the point that he invents a new trick. He actually makes real magic, It's insane. I love this movie. It's insane. It's insane. And it's got good drama. It's got good romance. It's fun. It's a fun movie, you know? Dang, you've convinced me to watch it. Please watch it. Please watch it. I love this movie, The Prestige. It's his best work. I promise. I promise. I promise. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. What do we got next? Inception. Now, before I rank Inception, I gotta let you guys know. In middle school, high school, I was obsessed with Inception. I loved the idea of like, oh, we're going into dreams and we're going into deeper levels of dreams and lucid dreaming. I was obsessed with it to the point that I was eating almonds all the time, and I was doing it. I had really vivid dreams, and I was like doing something like lucid dreaming. You know what I'm saying? Where I sometimes knew I was in a dream, but it was always super vivid. And my dreams are still super vivid. I think that work paid off in the sense that like I have really vivid dreams, and I'm grateful for that. There are things you can do to improve the vividity of your dreams. And I did that because I watched Inception. How I feel about Inception today, though, I think it's just aight. I think it's better than the Batman movies, but it's just aight. Here's the thing with Christopher Nolan. He's really good at doing set pieces. All of the movies have at least one really cool moment, like from a cinematic perspective. I think about Dark Knight Rises, where you got the airplane scene or whatever. I think about Oppenheimer and the explosion, the atom bomb. Inception's is the spinning room. There's that spinning room scene, which was my life. Like, I loved that movie, but I really just liked that scene. He's got the camera in the middle of the room, and the room will rotate, and that's why it looks like the characters are walking on the walls and stuff, because the whole room is rotating. That's awesome. That's a really creative way to shoot that kind of scene. But the movie itself, I don't freaking remember. I don't freaking remember the movie. That's like my thing with Christopher Nolan. It's like, it'll be cool conceptually, but then like when I think about the movie, I don't really remember it. So it's like, it's fun to watch in the moment, but then you forget about it. Unless it's The Prestige, which is his best work. I love The Prestige. It's so good. When you watch The Prestige, you're never gonna forget that shit. Lol, I saw it for the first time in my first year of uni, and I thought it was low-key mid. Exactly, you get me. You get me, Flying Donuts. I think why stylistically it's a choice you can get so lost in a concept that they are cool to dissect, but any feeling or emotional attachment is like, nah. Like a certain space movie he made is a testament. All right, here we go. Interstellar, okay? Interstellar, that's a great movie. It is a great movie. It is. It's better than a lot of his other movies. It's a great movie. It is a great movie. It's not perfect by any means, but in terms of like actual storytelling, it's there. Like I remember what Interstellar is about. I recommend watching Interstellar on the biggest screen that you can manage with the nicest speakers that you can manage, because it is a huge amount of it is spectacle. Right? It's objectively a great movie. It just is. I'm not trying to glaze it or whatever, and I still have major issues with it, but like, especially when we're looking at how it compares to something like Inception or The Dark Knight or The Dark Knight Rises. You know what I'm saying? This is a great movie. You know, it is a great movie. It's a story about the end of the world. He's got his relationship with his daughter, and he, like an idiot, promises that he'll come back from a fucking space journey around a black hole. Like, dude, you're dumb for even saying that. Just say you're not sure if you'll come back. There's some time travel elements which are really cool. The story's engaging. Visually, it's really cool. I really like the black hole look. Whoa, no spoilers. Oh, my bad. I'm pretty sure Inception less than Interstellar will get you ripped to shreds someday. No, I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's the commonly accepted take, is that Inception is worse than Interstellar. That's just true. Now, here comes another hot take. I think Dunkirk is better than Interstellar. I think Dunkirk is a better movie than Interstellar. I think Dunkirk is better because it kind of takes advantage of all the things that we were saying are some of Nolan's weakest elements. Never heard of Dunkirk in your life? Oh my gosh. All right, well, I won't spoil it. It's a World War II movie, and it follows the story of 3 different characters, which are, as far as I know, they're unnamed. I'm trying to see if I remember this correctly, but they're unnamed. So it's like a deep dive into these characters and their perspective on the war. And I think that's interesting. I might watch it again today. Are you ready for more hot takes? I have more hot takes. Tenet is better than Dunkirk and better than Interstellar. I like Tenet, okay? It's confusing. It's messy. Tenet is such a COVID movie. I agree. When COVID was ending-ish and the theaters were opening back up, the first 2 movies I saw in theaters, I think it was Nope and Tenet. It was such a vibe. It was such a vibe. I was in there with my mask at first. I saw no one else is in the theater. I took that shit off. I'm watching this movie. It's a vibe. I like that the main character has no name. I like how they portray the black box FBI vibe. I didn't get it at first, but the opening is like a test to see if he can keep this secret, because they're part of this secret organization and they really play into the it feels like the most secret organization ever. Like, Men in Black is a secret organization, but the Tenet organization, I don't know nothing about them, because they kill the people if they tell anything about it. The one black person is just called the protagonist. First of all, that's Denzel Washington's son. What's his name? John David Washington. I almost said Booker T. I thought you were about to say Booker T was in this and I was gonna lose my mind. No. It's John David Washington. I really like the concept of Tenet too. Like, Tenet hits a lot harder on second viewing because the concept is really hard to understand, but once you get it, it's like, oh, I see what's going on. It's like time travel, but not really. So they go forward through time and then they go backwards through time forward, you know? So when you see them, they're moving backwards, and that's why, like, they die to bullets going through them. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the beginning of the movie, they'll see someone die to a bullet that has no, you know, entry or exit or anything like that. Yeah, I know that. See, Tenet to me has a big barrier to entry, but I think that's okay. It is worth watching a second time. It's a great movie. It is a great movie. Like, it's just hard. It's hard to wrap your head around. It's a great movie though, and I remember it. I remember the movie. You know, that's my metric for Christopher Nolan. If I'm engaged with the story enough that I still remember it, that's pretty major for me, you know, because it's just like, I'm not gonna remember it if it doesn't stick with me. Like, I've watched Inception like 7 times. There's no reason I shouldn't know what it's about. You know what I mean? I've watched it too many times to not know. These streams always make me want to go back to the theater. I love the theater. I have an AMC subscription so that I can go to the theater. Love it, love it, love it. All right, we're back to the present. Do you think he's gotten better with communicating things emotion in films over time? I do. I think Oppenheimer is one of his best movies ever. I think this is such an awesome movie, and I think part of it is because he didn't write the story. What I've learned about Christopher Nolan is I think he has a hard time writing. I think he can if he wants to, ergo The Prestige, ergo Interstellar. But Tenet and Dunkirk are not good because of the character, you know, associations or whatever. I don't think they're good for those reasons. I think they're good because of how he chooses not to utilize them, right? He's playing to his strengths a little bit. You think about John Wick, you're not watching John Wick because of the story. Like, when people would say John Wick was about a guy's dog dying and him getting revenge, I thought they were joking. And then I watched the movie and I was like, wow, it really is just this guy's dog got killed and he's not having that shit. So for 3 movies, all 3 movies are about the same dog, by the way. 3 movies worth of action combat because someone killed his dog. What makes those movies so exciting is how they iterate on the action. They get more and more creative and more insane, and they're like killing each other with like staplers and shit like that. Like, it's like, that's cool. That's cool. That's a really cool way to do, like, if you're gonna do a certain type of movie, play to the strength of it. Fully agree. I think why Odyssey or Oppenheimer work well is he didn't have to write the characters necessarily, just interpret them. Exactly. And I really like how he interpreted the characters in Oppenheimer. My favorite thing about Oppenheimer is I like how he portrayed Oppenheimer as being like this brilliant man who's a little bit insecure. He's trying to weigh what's important to him. Like, is it smart? Is it important to him to be like really intelligent? Is it important to him to like achieve these great feats of science and technology? Or is it important to him to like live out his socio-communist ideals, you know? He almost can't help himself. It's like, oh, he does the drug dealer justification where it's like, oh, somebody else would do it, so I want to be the one to do it. Me, when I create an atom bomb and it gets used, swear to God. Oppenheimer was cool. I watched it with my aunt for a movie date, though, so I was probably too drained to fully process it. Yeah, that's a great movie. I love it. I've seen it 3 or 4 times. After I watch a movie about atom bombs, I watch Oppenheimer again. When I saw Akira, I watched Oppenheimer again. It's really interesting to, I like to know about the people who make things, you know? And the atom bomb is definitely one of the worst things ever created, ever. But the way it's portrayed in the movie, they're so excited. They're so just like, they're nerds. They're like, yes, we're doing this thing. We are harnessing the power of the atom. And then they make it, and there's this awkward moment. It's like they celebrate all these different things. Cut to the next day, the military takes over. Matt Damon's character is like, yeah, we'll call you. And Oppenheimer's like, well, are you gonna, la, 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 la. And then Matt Damon's like, yeah, well, we'll call you. I love it. It's a great movie. Plus, visually, I love it. Something about Oppenheimer's character that was interesting was they were portraying him as like this sort of guy who had a hard time connecting with people because he was so enveloped in the world of the atom. And the way they showed that was great. They would show him looking at the stars, and then they would show you shots of like particles exploding everywhere, or they would show you him at the museum looking at a painting, and then they would show you the atoms just kind of crawling. I thought that was a really cool way to portray, you know, the atomic world. I really enjoyed that. It's like an ego project, and then he desperately spends the rest of his life trying to like put regulation on it. And is it worth it? Was it worth it to be the guy who made the bomb just so that they'd respect you enough to stop using it? It reveals a lot of how untrustworthy the US government could be. You know, they're not really as wholesome as they claim to be, and like, oh, the war's over, but now we've got this other enemy that it's messed up. It's messed up. Wait, I can't trust my government? Nope, not at all. Last movie, The Odyssey, which I just saw. I like The Odyssey. Do I think it's a great movie? Yeah, I think it's a great movie. I do think it's a great movie. I think it's better than Interstellar. I think it's better than Dunkirk, but I think it's worse than Tenet. Is that crazy to say? I don't have deeper thoughts on The Odyssey. I mean, it's The Odyssey. You can't really mess up The Odyssey. You know, it's such a classic tale. I like how he portrayed a lot of the elements of it. This is a really fair tier list minus Interstellar. Interstellar's a great movie. Like, look, man, it is a great movie. Yeah, it's shot well. It's acted really well. I think the performances are great because I don't actually know the names of any of the actors in Interstellar. I don't recognize any of them. So that's awesome. It feels kind of like it's in a vacuum where it's like, oh, I don't know any of these actors, so I'm able to just enjoy the performances. This is my Christopher Nolan tier list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.